Hi, I'm Lisa Rangel with Chameleon Resumes, a premier executive resume writing company, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today's an extra day, or a day of extra gratitude and extra thanks for watching me this whole time, as long as you have been, and for continuing to do so. So today, I am going to read you a story. I'm going to share with you a story that I wrote in 2010 about why I was thankful, and I still am thankful for being laid off in 2009. So I'm going to just do a little something different today. I'm going to read you a story that, again, I wrote in 2010. So why I am thankful for being laid off. So this is my story that I wrote in 2010. A year after I was laid off, just as a friend told me he was laid off. And I share this story every Thanksgiving. This is the first time, though, I'm doing it via video because I'm truly thankful for being laid off, and I embrace it as it put me on the path to starting Chameleon Resumes in 2009. So here's my story. Why I am thankful for being laid off. Congrats on getting bounced. A pretty awesome group of people get bounced nowadays, so you are in good company. This is an actual email response that I sent to a friend a few months ago when he was laid off. So if this happened to you, as it did to me, I say to you, congratulations. Some of us have juicy stories, others are more mundane. Regardless of your story, being unemployed or underemployed in this market does not carry the scarlet lettuce stigma it once did. It has become a prevalent part of our lives. Headlines and conversations. Make no mistake, it is an opportunity. However, before I pontificate with the world is your oyster speech and tell you how thankful that I am it happened to me, let me tell you my story. I was laid off in March 2009 from a well-paying role that empowered my husband to be a stay-at-home dad for 6.5 years. There we were in April 2009 with well-paying job expenses and unemployment checks as the only cash flow. I found myself thinking, how can this happen to me? I was industrious, well-schooled, a creative thinker, an excellent problem solver who had a progressive career. What the hell happened? I was ripe for a self-contained pity party. I was frustrated and fried. The reality of negative cash flow was daunting, but more pressing was facing the looming realization that after a long run of progressive accomplishment, I was unsure what I wanted to do in my life. I had found myself really good at something that I didn't want to do anymore, that I didn't have a passion for any longer, yet I still needed to support my family. I was burned out at a time when I needed enthusiasm and energy most. I had to start a job search and needed my game face, purpose, passion, drive, confidence, excellence. I needed to demonstrate all of these in my search, but as my then 5-year-old said to me sometimes, "You're not feeling it, Ma, are you?" No, I wasn't feeling it. The reality of my financial situation, not inspiration, fueled me to take action. Luckily, I did not wait for an inspiration or a plan. If I did, I might still be waiting. I reached out to my friends and my colleagues. I spent more time with my kids. I volunteered in my community. I started working out. At that time in 2010, when I wrote this article, I had done 3 half marathons. I haven't done them since. but while it was productive, while that time was productive, I was busy putting off facing the fact that I didn't know what I wanted to do. I took inventory of what I like to do, writing resumes and helping job seekers determine what to do, what I can do, which was structure business to make money, what I was willing to do, which was almost anything in business development or recruitment to take care of my family, and what I really never wanted to do again, work at 12-hour days, miss my family, and obsess about my job in my off hours. I asked many questions and focused to allow my mind to be open and really listen to myself. Most importantly, I worked diligently at not letting predefined notions of what I thought should and what success could look like take over. I made no decisions. I was relatively okay with not having answers. I just kept taking action. This is much harder than it seems, and some days were more successful than others. It was the best thing I could do for my mind and my spirit at the time. I started helping people doing what I like to do, resumes, interview coaching, and job search planning. I always thought of doing it as a business, and I figured now is a ripe time to start. To cover myself, I interviewed also for various roles while doing resumes and job search coaching to see what was out there. Looking back, I never really decided that I was going to start a business or that I was going to interview for a new job. I didn't know what the future held, but I tried to stay focused on the day and leaned on my friends, my family, and my colleagues for guidance and support. It was really the first time in my life I didn't have a plan. Oh, and my stay-at-home dad husband, well, he started a construction business in 2009 also. Essentially, we both started businesses at the same time in 2009, with each of us never having owned a business before. Each time I say or write that, I think we were nuts. Luckily, I didn't think about it. Now, entrepreneurship is not the answer for everyone, nor does it have to be, but it's my story, and I'm thankful for being laid off as it happened and for how it happened. What will be your story? What is your opportunity going to bring you? Career change, an opportunity in the same field, a position to hold you over while you look for the right job, more time with your loved ones, or you're going to start a venture. Be okay with not knowing the answer right now. Connecting with like-minded people in similar situations to share ideas and collaborate is an awesome step to take. We are not alone. By coming together and sharing our experiences, we take what was once the scarlet letter and we turn it into the red badge of courage. So I wrote that in 2010, and I think it's super interesting that so many of the themes are coming back, right? And they've been around, frankly, these themes for the last couple of years. But, with the rounds of layoffs that are going on now, this is what's happening to people. They're having epiphanies. They're having, crisis of change. They're having, life-altering moments of like, what am I doing here? Why am I doing this? And so, even evidenced by the Twitter exodus, is the declaration to work more. Everybody's like, nope, not doing that. We had balance now. Back in 2010, we didn't necessarily have the balance that we've had now in some ways the last couple of years, or the opportunity for balance, right? Where we can have flexibility and juggle life and not be dictated by a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, or 60-hour work week or whatnot. So, but there's still some really common themes, right? And so for those of you who've been laid off recently and it's your first time, it's not a stigma anymore. It really, really isn't. And anyone who thinks it is on the other side of that hiring desk probably just haven't had it happen to them before. And it is hard when it happens. It is debilitating. It can, especially if you've had your identity wrapped around your work, which I did at one point in my life. And it's hard when you don't have it anymore, even if you have tons of other blessings around you, right? Friends, family, your health, we somehow, when we're laid off, forget all these other blessings that we have. And so I ask you to just take a minute. And if you are laid off, realize that you have so many blessings. Like, write a list of all your blessings. Like, literally take out a sheet of paper, 8 by 11, what is there, 27, 28 lines on an 8 by 11 sheet of paper, and write a blessing in every line. And if you really want to go for it, make it a 2-column, make it a 2-column format and do the, 54 or 56 things you're grateful for. And I'm telling you, you have them. You absolutely have them, and so just make sure you do that for yourself. And if you find yourself not laid off, but scared, right? Do a list also. Prepare for the day you may lose your job. Make sure you have everything in order, and just take care of yourself. That's the key. Just make sure you take care of yourself. And know that it's going to be okay. I'm telling you, I'm grateful that it happened to me because it was the pivot that I needed. I would have never quit. But because it happened to me, I was able to start this, right? So you don't know what's before you if it happens to you, and it really can be good. So I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. If Thanksgiving is your holiday, I hope you have a great holiday. And if it is not your holiday, I just hope you share in the blessings of gratitude with those around you who are doing it. And it's never a bad day to celebrate your what you have thanks for, right? Whether it's an official holiday for you or not. So I wish you a great holiday. I wish you a sound, safe, grateful holiday season, and take good care of yourself. And thank you for letting me read you a story today. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to comment below or email me at lr@chameleonresumes.com. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, like it. I'm going to ask you to like the video. And if you think somebody can benefit from this video, I'm going to ask you to share it. So again, have a great holiday, and I'm very grateful to you for watching. Take care.